Kuleana is to take responsibility. To take responsibility. The secret sauce is to take responsibility, man. Take responsibility of your life, dude. Take responsibility, like identify. You write these 3 things down, okay? Write these 3 things down. You take responsibility of your life and the lives of others. Not just your life, but the life of others. So you think of ownership, right? Taking extreme ownership. Well, man, Kuleana is taking extreme ownership, but not just for your own life, but for the lives of others. Meaning as you improve your life, naturally, others are gonna improve. You take responsibility for your life. That's what they did, by the way. Took responsibility for their life and the lives of others. That's Kuleana. Number 2 is whatever's holding you back, you identify what that problem is. If it's time, it's time. Let's run into this thing. Let's figure it out. If it is identity, sweet, let's figure that out. Let's run right into that storm. You identify it. Some of us don't take the time to identify it, which is why we continue to run around in the storm. We have to identify it. These are the components right now that I'm walking you through that are the secret sauce. And I'm gonna prove it to you and show it to you. But this is the secret sauce. Number 1, once again, take responsibility. Number 2, identify the problem. And number 3, attack it head on. Run directly into the storm, especially when you wanna quit. If you've wanted to quit along this journey, say I. Man, some of y'all are like, man, I almost quit. I almost quit. I was frustrated. In fact, I almost didn't even come here. Anybody else feel that way? Of course, you're not alone by feeling that. You're actually normal by feeling that. You're so normal, man. That shit happens. Listen, man, it happens. What causes that though? It's our feelings. It's our feelings. We just get into our feelings. You know, I heard Charlie at lunch. Charlie says, I won't tell you like what to do. I was sitting back there, I was like, I'm gonna tell him what to do. I'm telling him what to do. You run directly into the damn storm, man. That's what you do. Whatever your storm is, you identify it and you run right into it, dude. And he's essentially saying the same thing. He's just telling you need to identify your storm, and I'm telling you the exact same thing. Identify, don't run from that. Run right into it, dude. That's where growth happens. That's where the exciting shit happens, dude. It's fun, man. Run right into that, but it's our feelings, okay? It's one of my favorite quotes, okay, from the book is a Tim Grover quote, if you know who Tim Grover is. He says, everyone who has finished something has one thing in common, the urge to quit. There's not a winner out there who hasn't thought about quitting at some point. Listen, you can't make the commitment to win until you've tasted the urge to quit. Come on. You can't make the commitment to win until you've tasted the urge to quit, which means this, if all of y'all have tasted the urge to quit, let's fucking win. Are y'all ready? Let's make the commitment to win, man. Let's make the commitment to win, man. We've tasted it, and if you haven't, go push yourself. If you haven't tasted the urge to quit, you are not pushing yourself, man. You are not pushing yourself. Do you know how many times I go into my office and I'm like, what am I doing? Because this shit is hard, man. Business is hard. Doing big, scary, audacious, it's hard. There's never any business that you're gonna love every aspect of the business. That's a fallacy. It's false. It's not real. Balance isn't real, man. I was talking to Zach Jones. Zach is telling me, I don't know if Zach is still here, but he's telling me he just had twins. He's like, how do you balance? And Dustin was like, you don't balance. That ain't a real thing, you know? It's like, it's not a real thing. Like you lean one way, you lean the other way. And I was like, dude, sometimes I think that you guys just think that everything's just happy, glory, just good. Listen, man, me and Britt didn't see each other for a long time in the beginning, man. She was working, I was working, we were passing in the night. And guess what? I'm so grateful for those times, man. What's crazy is actually look back at those times. And even though I thought in the moment when I was in the frame that those were my toughest, darkest, hardest times, I cherish those times. You wanna know why? I find like so much gratitude for them. You wanna know why? Because it forced me to be home with my kids. I was home, unobstructed time. Listen, when mom's home, mom's the favorite. It's a fact. Mom's the favorite. I can't even get a snuggle and a hug. I'm telling her to go to the grocery store, go to the gym, let me just have, she's the favorite, man, for good reason. Britt's a beast in the best way. So I had unobstructed time. You know how much that meant for me and my kids, my relationship with my kids? But I couldn't see it in the moment. I see it now, but I couldn't see it in the moment. How do we start changing things and see it in the moment? How do we do that?